Not long, actually, at all. The last car chase that I've seen, the guy had a bomb strapped to him, and actually,
I hate when that happens. Hi there, and thanks for tuning in today. We plan to have some fun with this podcast, discussing topics not often explored but frequently experienced in our daily lives. We call it Zone In.
Yeah.
I'm Dave Szymanski, along with,
Sir Benjamin Bennett.
and this is a podcast that everyone can relate to because all demographics are going to be represented by the tantalizing topics that we put on the table.
Incredible. It's one of my favorites when it comes to this intro, the tantalizing topics that we put on the table.
Now, what do we mean by tantalizing topics? What is that as opposed to these other shows that we see? They come up with topics. A lot of people have Facebook Lives and they pick a topic of the day and everything. Mm-hmm. What is going to distinguish us, Sir Benjamin, from that sort of format?
Interesting. We're going to be interesting. Not only the fact that our topic's going to be interesting, but just the view of us, the different ideas that we're going to be throwing out there.
We're kind of interesting ourselves,
for
aren't
sure.
we?
That's us. That's what we represent is interesting.
And they should know, too, that we're not going to discuss these until we're on the air like this.
Yeah.
These are things
This
that
is going to be on the whim. So what's going to happen is we have a list of topics. And with these topics, we of course, everybody would have an opinion, even yourself. So if you do, comment, like, and subscribe. But the idea is that we're going to create and bring these topics to you, the viewer, so we can actually have a good dialogue and get to the bottom of this stuff.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
You want to get rolling?
Let's figure it out. What's the first one?
Well, here's one that going on to number 3 here, Sir Benjamin. Do you ever watch car chases on TV?
Yes.
You
I
have.
watch car chases.
You know,
on
the
TV.
helicopter going,
Yeah.
you see the little car going and stuff.
Yeah.
And tell me your experience when are you interested? Do you sit there and watch them for a little while, or do you watch them all the way? Or tell me your experience.
Sometimes I might watch the car chase. Now, depending on where I catch it from. Now, if I catch it and I just see somebody just driving, I'll lose a little interest. And I hate to say it, but let me see a little mayhem. I'll stick there and see what's going on. You know,
so you're looking for the train wreck, right?
Got to see something interesting other than this fast chase, you know?
So out of the last 10 car chases, tell me how long you watched them, if they last more than 15, 20 minutes or half
Not
hour.
long, actually, at all. The last car chase that I've seen, the guy had a bomb strapped to him. And actually,
I hate when that happens.
Yeah, well, he did it to himself.
I missed that one. Yeah, I'm usually right on top of those car chases.
It's been a while back.
Yeah.
That was a while back, man. I guess I believe he robbed a bank, or he said that he was sent in there to rob a bank. He gets caught, of course. Goes on the lam, starts driving in upwards of 120 or better.
On the lam.
On the lam. Yeah,
this guy must know something about that.
I got that from what is it, the Shawshank Redemption or something like that, right?
Okay.
But yeah, he goes on the lam, and on the lam, he gets caught. But he tells the police, "No, guys, look, I have this bomb strapped to me, and if you get close or you click the wrong thing, it's gonna blow up."
Well, you know, I don't. I didn't see that one. That's not a typical car chase, really. I mean, that's pretty rare.
Yeah.
But the typical one that I see is somebody going down there, and it can happen any time of the day or night.
Oh yeah.
You know, any freeway or anywhere, but
We've all seen it.
We've all seen it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm so fascinated. I watch it all the way to the end usually. Okay. I really do. I'm fascinated, but I'm fascinated in a different way than other people are. Not looking for the disastrous ending.
You're looking for the why.
Yeah, and how would I handle it if I were the police?
Okay.
I look at it from a objective point of view, from a intellectual point of view, if you will. I look at it like I want to see, is there some way, because this is a phenomena that hasn't been with us that long. I mean, it has been, but not to the extent that it is now.
So you've created a case study just for the people.
Yes.
Of car chases.
That's a good way to put it. You're gonna get a case study from me because I've watched so many of these,
right,
and so many to the conclusion.
Yeah.
And there's different now. There's laws that became commonplace as far as the police go in terms of how their procedural things.
Right,
Different cities handle it a little different.
Some of them have to back off.
Some of them back off. Some follow closer than others. Some try that spin out maneuver,
Pit
the
maneuver.
pit maneuver.
Hello, I am the founder and owner of WinZone Enterprises. My name is Dave Semensky, and I am the biggest friend and mentor of business that you can find. How do I say that with such confidence? It's because of my background. I had a 28-year career in 2 Southern California cities in recreation and parks working with young people. I was the Citizen of the Year for some of my work. I transitioned into an entrepreneur owning 4 Cold Stone Creameries in 4 Southern California cities in the ice cream business. I went on to be an executive producer of 2 feature films. One was the #1 selling independent video in Walmart for 9 straight years. That experience allows me to understand all about business now, and as a mentor and a business consultant, I can show you how to be in my zone, which is the win zone. That is the success formula. I can teach you. Let me zone in on your business. I'm Dave Semensky.
And so it's interesting that when they use it and when they don't use it.
Right.
So I am always looking to the protection of the average citizen, because you and I mean, you walking down the street, he wouldn't hit you.
Right,
He'd
no.
you'd see
Or he'd probably say 10 points, you know? You never
Maybe,
know,
that's
right?
true.
Depending on what he
Could
did.
go either way.
Right.
You're right. But the average citizen, you know, that doesn't know what's happening, if the police are leading this person into a heavily trafficked or populated area, it can be very dangerous. I remember this one years ago that was on the 110 freeway going north. Well, if you keep on the 110 freeway in Los Angeles going north, if you go by the turn that sends the 5 north in another direction, you'll go right into Pasadena.
Okay.
Well, Pasadena goes from a freeway.
You're talking about that slight left that you have to go on the 110, right?
Yes.
Okay, got you. To get on the 5.
Yeah,
Got
but
you.
if you go straight,
Pasadena.
you go straight into Pasadena and right into Colorado Boulevard.
Right.
And that becomes very residential.
Yes.
And I'm thinking, you don't want this guy to end up in Pasadena on that street. And sure enough, 2 streets into Pasadena, he broadsides somebody. Okay. Well, I've seen other ones where there's areas where I know that because I've been living in Southern California for most of my life.
Right.
And so I know all these streets. I know where they lead pretty much. And the police know that too.
Right.
So I think it behooves them, and I don't know how the laws are written or what their procedures are written, but I think it behooves them to take into consideration how erratic is the driver driving, how fast is he driving, where is he headed, where might he likely end up, and where can we safely do the pit maneuver or whatever it takes to stop this. Now, they use these spike strips, all these things, but more often than not, Sir Benjamin, they let him go until they think that's safer to let him go until he runs out of gas or something.
Well, I believe what they're looking to do is make him give up. Now, there's a couple questions that I'd like to ask you in that aspect. One question would be would what he did equal into those list of whys and hows that you just given? Did what the criminal did, do you ever look at, okay, maybe he's a murder suspect or a robbery suspect or just maybe carjacking? Does that equal out to your decision?
There's no way of getting that information in time to the police. It's too time sensitive. So yes, that would be a factor if it was available. And I also look at it from a position of a former announcer and what the people on TV are telling us, the audience.
Right.
And they're speculating on these different things,
Right.
whether it was a carjacking that just happened or a robbery gone bad, or they sometimes have a little bit of information, but the information that you're mentioning is they don't generally have that. It's too early.
They're speculating.
They're speculating. It's too early in the investigation, if you want to call it that. So they don't often find it. But if they could, yes, that would have a bearing on what their procedures are. But they don't often have that information.
Well, a lot of times in my, now again, I don't watch too much of it. You know, I do, of course, if it's interesting, I kind of stay glued to it. But a lot of times in the situation that I've been
it's reality
watching,
TV.
Yeah, it's actually actual reality.
Really
What do
reality.
they say? It's not reality, it's actuality. You know,
Yeah, actuality TV.
Right.
Very
so
good.
I stole that. That's from some. That's from.
Oh,
like,
I was going to give you credit for
no,
that.
don't do that.
Oh,
That's from
okay.
sci-fi or something like
Okay,
that. Yeah,
forget it.
demerit me, man. But the idea of it, and I forgot where I was going with this. So
We're talking about the information that.
Okay, so what I look at it is No, a lot of them say, okay, no, this is a robbery suspect. He just came out of a liquor store, or he's under suspicion. Now they do say that it is speculation, but they always kind of bring into the light what they speculate he did. Now, just for a spec, now, in my opinion, now another thing that I was gonna say is, how far would you let him get if he had a chance to get away? As somebody running, you've done something pretty heinous, or you just don't want to get caught. Some people just do it for the joy riding. Is what they call
that
it,
happens sometimes.
So what would you do to not allow this suspect to get away? If he's a murderer, if he's a rapist, or different heinous situations. Now, me, if I was a police officer, what did he do? If I was a sergeant, oh guys, he's a carjacker, we'll catch him. Let's keep the eye in the sky on him, which a lot of them did. A lot of police back away now.
Yeah, they just let the helicopter fall.
Right, and then these guys actually fall for it, go right up to their house, and but that's okay.
That's what OJ did.
That's right. But see, the juice was caught.
Yeah.
He was caught dead bang, man. That was a good one. My mom, I've watched that from the beginning.
Well, a lot of people watched that one.
Right. I don't understand. I believe I was about maybe 10, maybe 11, around there, and I just really was enamored. Now, I didn't know who he was, but I knew he was high profile. And I wanted to know what he was going to do. He had a gun to his head, and again, those are the things that keep me glued. Why did this guy run now that he has a gun to his head and he's looking at the picture of his wife? Now, I've always been a mystery guy. At the same time, I want to solve the mystery before the police. I want to I want to see what he's thinking or what the turnout is going to be. And in that case, if you didn't do anything, why would you run? That's me. I kind of would be able to prove my innocence.
Okay, let's go back to my Pasadena example. What would you do if you're the police? This was a carjacking or a robbery gone bad, that we have a violent individual here.
Yes.
He's headed towards Pasadena. What would you do if you're the police and you're in charge of the entourage of squad cars that are after him?
He's going into that residential neighborhood. I'd back him. I'd back everybody away, because there could be kids. There could be kids out there. The kids don't know. The parents can't warn them.
That area of Pasadena is just well populated with kids, seniors, every demographic. It's
not worth to catch him. That bad to me.
Yeah. Well, I just fear for the safety of the citizenry of this country, and I just don't think there's a preventative thing that I'm going to talk to now. A completely different angle on this. I told you I watched them all, right? And I've been watching them all for a long time, way before OJ and before you were young.
Right.
So I watched these with fascination. And all the car chases I've watched, all of the ones I've watched, I have never seen a follow-up on what happened in the judicial system to those people.
Right.
Not one time.
Okay.
And I'm looking for it.
Right.
I'm looking for it. I'd like to see one report from Channel 5 there that says, and here's that. Remember that car chase we showed you 3 weeks or 2 months ago? Well, he just got sent up for 16 years or whatever the punishment is.
Right.
If I'm some borderline nutcase, which some people think I am, I'm sitting at home watching these car chases. Like you said, some of them are joyrides, and it looks like kind of like a fun time, and the police are just going slow speeds after them. It doesn't look like a big deal.
Right.
And when you get caught, they just get out and they lay down on the pavement, and everything's fine. And I'm thinking that this nut at home is thinking, oh, well, he's probably spent a couple of days in jail, and he's off. I don't know what happens to these people. I don't know what the punishment is. There's so many bad things that they have done, traffic laws they broke, people that they've injured, whatever they did originally. But we never hear from that.
I know.
That would have an element of prevention, wouldn't it? If we knew the results instead of seeing the titillation chase itself?
No, because would you like me to tell you why that wouldn't actually end it up?
Why?
They don't get any time. They get 6 months. If you don't pull over, you get 6 months or less. Here in
I don't know.
I do.
Some of these people. I mean, if that's true, I'm more angry than ever.
Yeah, I know some. See. The thing is, a lot of these people, it depends on what they're getting chased for. Now, if you're just running, dumping stuff out the window,
how many hundreds of thousands of dollars in manpower and helicopters, police or booking in the police station? did that person cost the city that
Hundreds of thousands.
Yes.
6 months.
6 months?
6 months.
Well, if
and
that's-
most of the time.
But the key is we don't know. Do you know a specific case?
Oh yes.
Okay.
I know if you're coming.
Oh, okay, okay.
I used to be in this world where this stuff like this, people
Not the Antelope
frequent-
Valley.
No.
This was another world,
Right.
far, far away in another galaxy.
Right, exactly. But there was this world that I have indulged myself in accidentally, or I don't know what to call it at these times in my life, but at the same time I know. And what I do know is that when I did spend some time in these different establishments and speaking to these different people, 6 months. That's the most that I've heard. We watch this stuff on TV, like, oh no, that's me.
But
Okay, well,
it wasn't that a few years ago, though? That
a
was
long time, over
Okay,
10.
Okay,
Over
so
10 years
so
ago.
I'm thinking maybe laws have changed, maybe punishment has changed. I don't know, but the point is we don't know.
Right.
You know, back then, at least that's more information than I had.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So my I have several things. Let me sort of add them up for you. I told you I watch them all. Well, first of all, I'm always curious from an announcer's point of view. What are they saying that makes sense to me? And if you watch and listen very carefully, you're going to find out that they say some pretty stupid things if you're really paying attention.
Like what?